Check this.
The situation with Cheddar Man is interesting for me, and it's actually really hard for me to articulate how the situation makes me feel. And I think the best analogy that I could come up with to explain the way I feel about Cheddar Man, and maybe the way the white people in England feel about Cheddar Man, is to give you an analogy of the following story. Imagine that you have a place where you build a cathedral. Now, cathedrals take hundreds of years to make. So you clear the land and you start to build a cathedral. And the talents of the people that are required to build a cathedral, their artisans, their skills, those come from the very place where this cathedral is being built. And generations will actually take to build the cathedral. Maybe take 400 years to build a cathedral. So you have generation after generation teaching the skills that they have developed in building of the cathedral to their younger generations, to their apprentices. And those skills get put into this building, the design, the feeling, everything has been put into this. The blood, sweat, and tears have been put into this epic building of a cathedral. And not only that, but people's lives not only might have been lost in the building of the cathedral, but since it's taken many generations, it is something where they've spent their whole entire life. And not just their whole entire life, but their children's whole entire lives, and their children's children's whole entire lives. Multiple generations have gone into building that cathedral. And the cathedral is a work of art because it has people's lives embedded into it. They've put everything that they have, every aspect of their being was put into the building of this cathedral. And the cathedral might have statues that line its walls and outside. And it is something that only could have been built by those people. Because it is them, in the respect that the way that their artisanship, their way of thinking, everything has gone into building of that cathedral. And really, this is my feeling about England, that it's the people who built England, who made it what it is today. So, still with the analogy of the cathedral, I think of what happens, generations afterwards. People enjoy the cathedral. They practice their religion. They practice their beliefs. And imagine one day somebody new comes to the cathedral. Somebody that does not share those beliefs. Somebody that has a completely different way of thinking. A good example would be Christian versus Muslim. Very different philosophies, different religions. And that person, this new person, comes in and says, I don't like these statues. These statues don't reflect me. Please take them down. And then they come in to the cathedral itself and they say, I don't like this religion. It doesn't reflect me. And that's what's happening in England today. People are coming into the country with a different culture, different background. And they're saying, these statues within the country, they don't reflect me. They don't represent my people. And of course they don't, because they're representative of the people that built that society. And they are trying to change it to match what they feel the world should look like. And Cheddar Man is sort of one step further than this. Because what's happening is they find a skeleton basically buried in the ground, maybe near this cathedral, my imaginary cathedral. And they say, hey, look, that skeleton, if we do the analysis of it, we can figure out that, hey, maybe it had dark hair. I have dark hair. This new person comes in and they think because they have dark hair and this potential human that lived hundreds or thousands of years before the cathedral was built has dark hair, that somehow they are connected to that dark-haired person. And they use that as a means to say, well, all of this stuff, all that toil, all that work, all that hardship that was faced building that cathedral, all the intuition, all the creativity, everything that was used to build that creativity, well, this is all meaningless. Because they have some connection to the person that was not related to the cathedral, but whose ancestors built the cathedral, or lineage, I guess. Now, what the thing that really bothers me is not only is that person claiming to be connected, and they're not, because it's just because they have like a small similarity, it doesn't make them the same as that person that even died before the building of the cathedral. They're not connected. They have no genetic connection. And to say that they do is a complete stretch. But they use that as a justification to change what has been built. To say, well, hey, this doesn't reflect what I value, my values, or my philosophy, my culture. And they say they use this small, like ancient skeleton as a means to justify the changes that they are bringing. And they use it as a justification to bring more people that are going to bring even more changes to the culture. And that's what I have. That's my problem. That not only do they not appreciate this beautiful, epic building of the cathedral that I'm describing, but they want to change everything about it. And they want to bring in more people who also won't appreciate it and will do what they can to destroy it. And it's about losing that legacy of this great, beautiful building, and then having a situation where something that's not even connected to this building is being used as a justification for this action. And they're removing the legitimacy of the people who built that cathedral. And that's very troubling to me. I can't express how deeply disturbed I am by the attitudes that are being portrayed in the media. Things are very wrong. We're losing our history, our culture, and our way of life. And all in the name of diversity and inclusion. But I want to be included in the society that my ancestors built. So I don't care about people that move in. If they don't accept my ancestors, what they built, then I shouldn't accept them. Because really, what was built was for their future generations, which is I'm part of. And if they can't accept that culture, that history, then they shouldn't be here. Because it's not for them. But if they're willing to accept it, and if they're willing to embrace it, then fine, let them come. And that's the real thing here. Like, we're losing sight of this history. We're losing sight of the people that made the country what it is. And we're losing sight of the importance of that whole history. And we're denying that people even existed, that they're even special. Now, if you think about that cathedral, get a real understanding here. Not only are those people real, but they're ingrained inside that cathedral. Everything about that cathedral reflects those people. Its foundation, its art, its everything about it reflects those people. And we cannot deny that. And there's no other people that could build that building. There's people that could try from all over and they can learn the techniques. But the originality, the way it was built, is unique to those people. And it cannot be denied. So this has been Socially Triggered. I hope you enjoy the second part of my Cheddar Man video. And I hope you enjoy this video. Please comment, like, and all that wonderful stuff. See you later. Bye.